Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mary Bush with Stampin' in the Sand, and you may be visiting me today after seeing my blog post from the Crafty Collaborators Thanksgiving Blog Hop, or you may be just stopping in as you travel around on YouTube. Either way, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we're going to be making this card featuring the excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. The Pretty Pumpkins stamp set from our current Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. And I've paired it with Forever Grapevine, which you'll find in our annual catalog. But you don't have to worry about that because I have all of the links for you listed below in the description of this video, as well as shopping links directly to my online store where you can purchase the products that you need to create our card today, or any other products that you see that you've decided that you'd like to add to your collection. I do have some ordering specials as well, so if you use those links and the attached hostess code, which you don't have to worry about writing down because that's going to be included in the links in the description, you will all be receiving some free gifts from me with my appreciation for your shopping with me and supporting my business. If you place an order of $35 or more through my online store, you will receive a free 4-card tutorial. And the current tutorial is featured on my blog. If you want to go check that out, I will have the link for that below as well, or you can be surprised when it reaches your inbox. And if your order is $50 or more, you're going to receive a free embellishment and with your thank you card in the mail. Now, all orders receive a thank you card from me, but if your order is $50 or more, tucked inside is going to be a surprise little embellishment. Now, I'd love to tell you what the embellishment is going to be. However, with all of the back orders and backups at the ports, we know that certain products are perpetually on back order or waiting. So I don't want to promise something I can't deliver. So I do promise you, though, that you will love it no matter what it is. So that'll be a surprise embellishment with your thank you card for $50 for an order of $50 or more. And let's get started making our card. All right, I'm just going to prop this up so I can see it. And we're going to start with the supplies that we need for creating today's card. Now, again, all of the measurements and everything are going to be listed for you in the description of this video. So you will not need to write them down or remember them. As I'm talking, you can just go directly to the description and get those measurements for yourself. So we're going to start with a very vanilla envelope. We have a card base. This is crumb cake. It's cut to 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. We have a strip of our gorgeous metallic paper. I don't know if you've seen this in our current mini catalog. It's called the Gold and Rose Gold 6 by 6 metallic specialty paper. And it obviously comes in gold and rose gold. And it's got this really neat brushed texture to it. So it's actually it is actually textured. And depending on how you hold it in the light, it looks different. So it's actually really cool to play with. And it's a really nice weight. And it cuts absolutely beautifully in the machines. Okay, so this strip is cut 1 inch by 6 inches because, again, it's a 6 by 6 piece of designer paper. So we're just going to adhere it to the card front and then make a nice clean cut down the side. I also have a coordinating piece of crumb cake cardstock. This is cut 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then for the inside of our card, we have a piece of very vanilla. And this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. But for the inside of your card, you can cut it to whatever size that you like for your inside layers. You don't have to do it the way I did it. And we're going to start our assembly. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my metallic paper and I'm going to attach it to my card front. And I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. I don't think that's quite straight though. Yep, there we go. So we're about 1/4 inch up from the bottom. Then we can flip it over, and you can use your snips, or you can just use a trimmer. Either way, whichever one works for you, and make a nice clean cut. I think I'm also going to use my bone folder and put a good crease into that because I don't like the way it's lifting up on me. And we can put that aside. Then we're going to do some stamping on our panel. Now I'm going to be using the Pretty Pumpkin stamp set, like I said, and I'm using So Thankful for You for my greeting on the front of my card. I'm also going to use this big fancy pumpkin on the inside of my card, and this little viney image here I'm going to use on my coordinating envelope. So I've already mounted my stamp set on my block, and I'm going to be using the old Stampin'-A-Jig. If you've been stamping for a while, you're familiar with the Stampin'-A-Jig. I could also use my Stamparatus, but the space down here is kind of tight, and I know I'd make a mess of it if I was trying to use the Stamparatus in this space. So bear with me while I use a Stampin'-A-Jig. If you had your Stamparatus, you could do the same thing. But I'm going to use the Stampin'-A-Jig, so forgive me. So I'm just going to line this up into the upper right-hand corner and get it as straight as I can. From my vantage point, it can be challenging, I'm sure you know, doing videos where you don't want to put your head under the screen. Okay, so we're just going to go down and up. And that didn't stamp so good. That's why we need a Stamparatus, right? Down and up. Okay. That actually didn't work out so bad. Phew. It's not usually as perfect using, actually I still need this, using the Stampin'-A-Jig. Phew, so that actually came out really good. I didn't move it at all. Okay, so there is our stamping on the front of our card. Next, I'm going to bring in some die cuts. Now, I've already run these through the machine because, again, space is tight. I don't have room to bring in my Big Shot and all of that. But I've pre-cut some dies. So with the Pretty Pumpkins stamp set, we have the Coordinating Detailed Pumpkins dies. So what I have done is from this, I have cut one of these pumpkins here, and that's this little guy right here, and I cut him out of the gold foil as well. Then I have these 3 leaves here, 1, 2, 3, and they came out of this same die cut set. Then we're also bringing in our, like I said, our Forever Grapevine from the annual catalog. And we're not using the stamp set, but we are using the coordinating dies. So these are the Grapevine dies. They come bundled with the stamp set, or you can order them on their own. And what I love about this is that the vine dies from the die set don't include the grapes that are in the stamped image. Now, it would be nice if we also had the die cut grapes, but in this case, we don't have to cut them off because we just have the vines. So what I did is I cut out some coordinating vines out of my cardstock. I just cut a couple of little pieces here, and then I cut a bunch of extra little leaves, and that's out of this die right here. And I also use this die to cut out some coordinating gold leaves. And these, I'm not sure that what exactly we're going to be using or how many, but I just thought it would be nice to have a nice little pile to work with. And those are all die cut for us, so you don't have to watch me do that. And we're also going to be playing with the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. Now these were what I was hoping to be able to send as your thank you for your orders. Right now they are on back order, so at the time I place the orders for the thank you gifts for the month, which will probably be towards the end of the month, I'm hoping that these are going to be back in stock so that they can be your thank you gift. But I promise if they're not, you will still love what I do send you. All right, so we have our base. Now we have to do some building on here. So we're going to start with our vines. And I'm going to take this little corner guy here, and I'm going to use, that one got bent a little bit. I bent him. I'm going to use glue dots to put this down. I'm afraid if I use liquid glue that I will have it oozing through the die cut, because you can see that the little die cuts here have detail in them. And we don't want our liquid glue oozing through there. So I'm just going to put the dots behind my leaves. Now I could also use adhesive sheets and attach them to the back of my cardstock before I die cut my leaves. However, I didn't want to do that because I wanted some movement in the vines. So I didn't want them to exactly be a sticker. So we're going to put that down there, and then we have some more vine here. And actually, I think I want to trim, I'm going to trim this a little bit. I'm not sure we're going to see it, depending on pumpkin placement, but we don't need to see hard edges, right? So again, I'm just going to use my glue dots. Strategically place them behind the leaves. Oops, stuck to my finger. Stick them behind the leaves. And then we can attach it to the front of the card. Oh yeah, see, that's gonna look really cute. I need to come down a little bit though. Okay, so now we have our vine wrapping around the lower corner. Then we're gonna get our little pumpkin, and he's gonna go down with mini dimensionals. So we're just gonna strategically place some of those dimensionals under our pumpkin. Probably could have done this ahead of time, so I apologize that you have to watch me put down dimensionals. And I think I need some little bitties off of here. So if your dimensionals don't fit without poking through, whoops, I didn't cut that one good. You can cut your dimensionals in half, and then they will fit. Where do I want this one? I guess I should go up here by the stem. Okay, so now we have to pick all of these backings off. All right, come on, little backings. Hey, that's the great thing about YouTube videos. You can fast forward through my picking off the dimensionals. Okay, so now I'm gonna set him in the vine about like so. And I always like to kind of do filler. So this little corner here bugs me. So I'm just gonna take one of my leaves, and where did I put my glue dots? Can take one of my little die cut leaves, put him on a glue dot, and I can tuck this under like that and see how that just nicely fills the corner. All right, one more thing, sorry. Just when you think you're ready. Okay, Baker's Twine Essentials Pack. I'm gonna use the crumb cake spool from here. And then we need one of our leaves. So I'm gonna take the larger leaf that was die cut from the pumpkin dies, which is this one right here. And I need my glue dots again. We're gonna go through a lot of glue dots with this project. I'm just gonna take a glue dot and I'm gonna lay this down on top of my pumpkin, just like that. Then we're gonna take our baker's twine, find the end. I've made a mess of this one, good grief. Okay, and we need to do a double bow. And bear with me because my double bow tying is not the best. I need more than that. Okay, so I just took my twine and doubled it up. And then I can tie my bow. I have a kink. I have a kink and a knot. Holy smokes. The best laid plans, right? There's a knot in that. I don't know if I can undo that. Can I undo it? Nope. I cannot undo that. All right, well, you know, when that happens, you just get some more ribbon and hope for the best. Sorry about that. Just start over. Okay, so here's my bow. There's one end. Pull this one, and we've got that end. And we're gonna go with that because it's close enough. All right, so now I just snip my ends. So I've got my little guys curling here. And I like the way that curls. Some people straighten them out, but I'm gonna leave it curly. And then I need my glue dots again. Like I said, you need a lot of glue dots for this. I'm just gonna roll this just a little bit and put my little bow down there. And then I will stick him right there on top of my pumpkin. So there's that. And then we're gonna use some more of these little die cuts. So I'm gonna use, let's see, I want a biggie one. I guess I want this one. Nope, I'm gonna use this one. So I'm gonna take another one of these die cuts. And yes, another one of my glue dots. I think I better order some more glue dots. And this one's gonna go up there. Then I've got my metallic dots, and I'm gonna use the greener looking dot. And my take your pick tool with the putty end. If you don't have one of these are pretty cool. And I'm gonna add a glue dot, a metallic dot to my leaf. And then I'm just going to place a few more using the, what do they call it? Like the rule of odd numbers. And place them on the card front. So I have 5. Yes, there's actually rules about embellishment placement. What can I tell you? All right, so this is going to get attached to the front of the card, but first I want to do some stamping for the inside and the envelope so it can dry while I'm attaching that. Probably could have done it earlier, but I didn't. So we're going to bear with me. All right, so I always tuck a piece of scrap cardstock into my envelope when I do my stamping. That's just in case ink, or especially if I use the Stampin' blends because Stampin' Blends definitely will bleed through. Ink usually doesn't, but you just never know. I don't want it to go bleed through the envelope to the back side, so I always just, out of habit, put a piece of scrap into the envelope so that it'll protect the back side of the envelope. So this is the panel for the inside of my card, and I'm going to use again that fancy detailed pumpkin that came from the set. And my ink pad is a little dry. I'm gonna have to add some ink to that. Okay, so I've now stamped my pumpkin. I'm just gonna let it sit for a second because I know that's a little bit dry there. I wanna make sure the ink goes real good, and we got a really nice image. I'm happy with that. Okay, so we can set that aside. Now we're gonna bring back in our card, and this piece here is going to get dimensionals on the back, but I'm gonna be using the full-size dimensionals. And you can order both through my online store. Again, the links are below for you. So we're just going to get the backings off of that. Okay, so we can bring in our card and hope I'm straight. Oops, that is totally not straight. I can see it from here. I need to grow. Ugh. I know the chances at my age of that happening are slim and none, but I'm short. And I don't want to get into the camera. Oh, I just messed that up. Is anyone else like me? You take more time making sure everything's straight than you do designing the card. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so there is our card, completed card, and now we just have to attach the inside and get that straight. And there you go. So now you have your So Thankful for You pumpkin card and a coordinating envelope. So I truly hope you've enjoyed today's project. And if you are interested in ordering either the Pretty Pumpkins bundle that we used today or the Forever Grapevine bundle that we've used today, or any other products, I have all of the supplies for today's project listed in the description for you. And you can place your orders for any product that you desire, and you will qualify for either my free tutorial with a $35 order or a free tutorial and embellishment pack with an order of $50 or more. Just follow the links below. They have the project host code already embedded in the links for you, so you don't have to remember any host codes or anything like that. And I, again, truly appreciate you stopping by my channel today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post your question in the comment below or contact me through my email or my blog, and I will get back to you. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I hope you will try this project for yourself. Have a great day and happy stamping.